Nerd, I don't know if you've ever
Was
seen
there?
his stuff, but this guy went to every rainforest cafe in the United States. He did like
I
a
never
road
even been
trip.
to Raquel First Cafe, honestly. I
It's
thought it was it's a scam the whole time.
mhm.
Yeah, pretty much. It is.
And then he
Like,
went to
dude,
every
it's a
Margaritaville.
cafe in a rainforest. It's
Yeah.
like, okay.
It's basically like an
But is the
Applebee's, but
food good?
surrounded by animal noises. No, it's like
Yeah, like, yeah.
it's for
Not,
kids. You know, it's a
not
Chuck E.
worth it.
Cheese, but
Dude, but the people that talk about it are not kids. The people that talk to me about Rainforest Cafe are not children.
that's very
And I'm
true.
like, dude, what are we talking about?
They
Let's
also
go to somewhere local.
right. Oh no, yeah. I don't think I've ever. I think if you have adults that are asking you, also we're live right now, by the way. I just went live,
Yep.
so.
Okay, what?
Sorry, I just clicked the button and then we started talking, so I figured I'd stop you there, just in
Yeah.
case you were like, I committed a murder inside of a rainforest cafe or whatever, you know.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Um,
I'm close.
but no, dude, yeah, no. So rainforest cafes are like Chili's, not even no, because Chili's is good. I love Chili's.
Chili's is great.
It's like I don't know, what's the shittiest fast casual restaurant? Like
I mean, Applebee's is up there.
Applebee's, right? Like,
Right.
Ruby Tuesday's not that hot either.
you know what's good is what's the one they have the fucking the bottomless fries? Why I can't? The name is fucking killing me right now. But there's only
Is
like
that Red
one.
Robin?
Yes,
That's,
I thought
yeah.
Red Robin was pretty tight. There's only one anywhere close to me, and back in my retail days, several several paycheck digits ago, there was I covered in this store that was in a mall that had a Red Robin, and I was like, dude, these fries are so good. This burger's all right, but I had like 10 pounds of fries, and yeah, I don't know. That's all I got for that one. But
More places should do stuff like that, like the chips and salsa trend. Like,
oh baby,
like you go to some Italian places and they have like unlimited breadsticks and like sauce to dip it in. Like, many of these places should come up with their own version of that, and I will be there a whole lot more often.
oh totally. I mean, I love. I mean, the chips and salsa at Chili's, crazy, goes so crazy.
Yeah.
They just, but you know what you're getting as soon as you get that in front of you. Like those chips are fried so hard that it's just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna chip myself to death before my entree even.
Oh
comes
yeah,
out.
100%. My hands are my hands shouldn't feel oily when I'm eating chips, but they do after the Chili's chips.
Yeah.
So that's the thing though with like Chili's, Applebee's, whatever, like Red Robin. You know what you're getting when you go there. Like there's a shtick to it. It's like you can pull up to Applebee's for half off apps and get like frozen, deep fried boneless buffalo wings and a beer, and it's
Yeah.
$8, right? But it's
Yeah.
like Rainforest Cafe, man. It's bad and expensive. You're paying to sit in a fake rainforest and have like thunder over your head. Like
Yeah.
it's just there's nothing good about it.
Yeah.
Those videos funny
Yeah.
to me though because there's one of each. There's a Margaritaville and a Rainforest Cafe in the Mall of America, which is like 20 minutes
yeah.
from my house.
Yeah.
Which wintertime activity, Mall of America bar hop is so fucking fun
How
because
many
you can make
bars are there?
it tons. I don't know, a dozen, like more than that.
Are we
Probably.
talking like we're going like Applebee's to Dave and Buster's to like that type of bar hop?
Right?
Or, I mean,
Yep,
even
it's
that
fucking
sounds good too.
hilarious. It's hilarious.
They have just like
because, yeah, I
every
mean, there's-
fast casual place under one roof.
Right. Yeah, they got a Hooters, they got a the Rainforest Cafe,
yeah.
Margaritaville, Buffalo Wild Wings, like name it, shitty chain, and it's there.
I also love a
And
good.
prices are good. You don't have to drive. You can just Uber there and Uber
Yeah.
back, and it's a good way to burn a day.
Yeah. and at Dave and Buster's when you need to get a little activity out before you
Yep.
go home. To the missus.
Exactly. Play a little Guitar Hero, like
Burn a couple calories, dude.
yeah. Middle of
Um,
February, it's a fun way to.
I
spend an
love
afternoon.
I love a good Buffalo Wild Wings, and the crazy thing about Buffalo Wild Wings is that there are bad Buffalo Wild Wings.
They're all bad. They're all garbage.
I mean, like,
Anyone that eats a Buffalo Wild Wings and says it's good wings is just like spitting on good wings. You got to remember where I'm from.
oh no, I know. It's
Yeah,
and that's
like,
like if they opened
horrible.
up, it's like that's like the equivalent of like me going to like Arby's, and but
Dude, I can't tell you how many times I went to Arby's after being in Boston, just to
I
I needed
to
something that was even close, and I would open it up. I'm like, this brown, disgusting
Yeah, man.
beef, and I throw that Arby's sauce on there and just be like, please, it's Londy's, it's Londy's, it's Londy's.
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
imagine it,
Marco, what's up, baby? So So yeah, and Jordan, just so you know, for what we're talking about, there's a cultural kind of a local. This kid is fucking screaming right now, so I may need to step away briefly
Sure.
before we start. But um, there is a local delicacy, which is a roast beef sandwich, which is rare, very very thinly sliced, warm roast beef. That is served on like an onion roll, like a griddled onion roll with mayo, like a tangy, almost kind of bordering on spicy barbecue sauce and American cheese. It is commonly known as a roast beef three-way. I'll show you. I'll send you a picture of it so you know what I'm talking
Send me a
about.
pic.
Marco knows
But
what I'm
like, so
talking
like
about.
every city has a roast beef sandwich. Like Chicago's got theirs.
Yeah.
And Pittsburgh and even Buffalo has like a beef on weck. And like this is like
A beef what?
a beef on weck.
On Weck?
On weck, yeah, it's like the type of bread.
I see.
But like the one I went up to Boston for the first time in March of last year for PAX, and I went to two different places and got these things. And the first one I was like, okay, this is like good, but not like blowing my mind. The second one I went to, like it is a mountain of like rare beef that
Mhm.
again is so thinly sliced, it just like melts in your mouth. It is
Yeah, it's
I
unreal.
cannot I can't
Sounds
get it out of my
wonderful.
head. And nowhere else has it anywhere close to that.
Nah,
It
it's
is the best
Damn.
beef sandwich probably in America. And I'll put that up with the Chicago beefs. I haven't had a
Sure.
Chicago beef. I don't think that it's going to touch it.
I would
because
be
it's so good.
I would be interested to see like that's a road trip video I would watch, which is like different beef sandwiches of America. Like a Chicago beef is
yeah.
like a whole different. It's just a whole different, like the way they prepare it, whatever. So this is. I just put a picture in the chat on Discord so you can see what I'm talking about. That's what like. That's a very good. That is like a very very
Yeah, that's
very
wonderful.
good roast beef. They don't all look like that. A lot of them are, you know, a little bit
They
more
should.
a little drier. But that is like the ideal. Like I'm horny just looking at that. I am
Oh
bricked
my
up looking at that.
That's a damn good sandwich
Yeah.
right there.
And like, yeah, and that's just like a thing. I mean, so it started with like I think in my
I have
hometown
a picture of it.
there's a place on the beach, and like the story is that they made a bunch of like roast beef like for like a carving station for a wedding in like the early 50s or something like that, and the wedding got canceled, so they like sliced it all up into roast beef sandwiches, and that's where it was born. But then it got really elevated by like a lot of the Greek owned pizza places, and yeah, okay, so that's got to be Londi's. I know Londi's when I see it.
It is, dude. Listen,
That's right down the street from my house.
I did not expect because I went to a different place before.
Oh,
I'm gonna zoom
man.
in on this.
Oh, yeah, let me just.
on
I'm
the
just gonna put it
sandwich
on the
here.
fucking.
Just a mountain. I'm
Yeah,
a
you need
big
to,
sauce
like-
guy too, so just seeing that shit
Dude.
just like
Yep.
drip
So I'm
over
gonna
and-
say it's comparable in like it's not. It's disrespectful to compare it to this. It's comparable kind of to Arby's sauce in like the tanginess of it, but like the beef is just so different, and I can't describe it. I didn't know that it was going to give me. They were going to give me that much food, so when I ordered that, I was like, "Oh, this is only $20. This is fine."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then I
yeah.
got the plate. I was like, I don't know what I was thinking. Like,
Yeah.
this is so much food.
It's-
but
It's wild,
Dude.
and it's definitely like so. A good friend of mine is part of like the owning family of a Greek-owned roast beef spot near here, which is unreal. And like he was even telling me, he's like, we don't season it. Like we don't even. It's just the way they roast it. He's like, they just kind of like cure it in a certain way, and he's like, but we don't like. There's no like seasoning that goes into it. We just like roast it and like in the same ovens we've been using since the fucking Great Depression, and you know
That's where
we
that
just.
flavor comes from.
Oh yeah, man. So, but yeah, it's a simple.
so good.
It's been elevated like even beyond. It's been almost like gentrified to the point where like the really insane ones that you see that are like stacks like this, and like the beef is like insanely rare and like just a bucket of sauce jumped. Like those are like the people who grew up eating them that now own beef shops, which are still very good, but they're like fucking
Right.
$14 for a sandwich. They're supposed to be like
Right.
$4.
Sure.
They're supposed to be like $4. Like this is something you eat very sloppy when you're like you've had about 900 beers and like you want to be up to your wrists in barbecue sauce and mayo. Like that's that's that. Q, thank you for the 54-month streak. 2 months. Yeah, Kelly's, Mako just said avoid Kelly's like the plague. Kelly's is the originator. They claim to be the very first beef ever made. Kelly's didn't gentrify the sandwich. They originated it. It's not as good as it was before, but now they have a bunch of other shit on the menu. They got like fried clams, and their fried clams are actually very good. I fucking love fried seafood. I need to get some fried seafood in my life.
I need to get up there. I looked up a flight from Charlotte to Boston, and it's like $120 round trip. I was like, all right, I gotta.
That's not
fly
bad
to
at all.
Boston some summer. No, that's
No.
like an easy weekend.
Oh yeah,
getaway.
dude. We'll do a couple fat like hot lobster rolls. We'll do some fried clams,
Yes.
some
Yes.
oh man,
Chris was talking about rooftop bars, dude.
oh yeah.
In the summer, yeah, we'll get it going.
Yeah, we definitely tied it on a little bit with at PAX. I had to have fucking Chris call me an Uber home. I got way too drunk, way too fast. And I don't know what the fuck happened. I was
I
like,
don't either because we were all fine, and then all of a sudden it was like, dude, what's happening?
dude, I literally,
took like one shot.
yeah, no, we,
shots.
me, Mako, and Tiggy, we were out at, what's the Mexican spot in the Seaport?
Oh,
Scorpion Bar. And I probably had,
Yes.
I might have had like 3 margaritas. I don't know. Maybe I had like
Okay.
3. I don't know.
That's what it was then.
It was the
'Cause
margaritas,
I was just on like a beer or two.
Yeah.
And then we took a shot, and then I was like, I don't know what's happened, but everyone's hammered.
Was that the
But,
first?
yeah.
Was that the first?
That's fun.
Because we did the rooftop thing too. Was that the same night?
That was after the rooftop. Yeah. We went
Oh
after the
yeah.
rooftop
So
and
then
went to
no,
the
yeah,
bar.
no, that explains a lot. Because in my mind, I just went right from Scorpion Bar to the third place we went to.
We had a
And
couple of
I
drinks at the other
okay, so
places.
I my elbow hit the fast forward button by accident, and that explains a lot. I forgot about the rooftop. Okay, I'm giving myself not enough credit then because I can't remember who else we saw. Somebody else we knew there that wasn't like with us, and they were like, "Oh, dude, like I just got like an old fashioned. You want one?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll mix. I'm taking an Uber home."
Was it the Lords of something?
Yes, it was Pete from the Iron Lords. From the Iron Lords
Iron
guys.
Lords.
Oh, Pete, what a guy!
Yeah.
I told Pete because he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna come out, blah blah blah." Like, you know, I don't. He's got a baby at home too, and he's like, "I don't get out a whole lot, so like, I'm coming out." And yeah, he came out, and all of a sudden, it was bourbon, and I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
bourbon and tequila," and then we went to Lucky's, and it was another thing of tequila. It was Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right. Christ almighty. This kid's still fucking screaming. All right. I'm going to give this kid 5 more minutes. I'm going to get the show started, and then we'll kind of get on some topics, and then if not, and then I can kind of step away once the conversation's rolling. I'm going to hit record here. This episode of Not Another Gaming Podcast, we are going to be talking about all of our gaming New Year's resolutions, including, but not limited to, things from gaming and esports culture that we need to leave in 2023, what games we're officially cementing as our game of the year, as well as the games that we're most excited about for 2024. We also have a couple of great guests because Tiggy is on a date. Congrats on the love, Tiggy. And Bob's immune system sucks. Congrats on the bad immune system, Bob. But shout out to Hot Dog and Unfiltered Nerd who are joining us for episode 369 of Not Another Gaming Podcast, which is starting right now. And my stream deck's not working. Okay, we're going to click the scene. It's starting right now. Here's the theme song. Mwah.
Rough. Sure. Really?
I've been spending all day like figuring out that I haven't plugged everything.
Yo, welcome back to Not Another Gaming Podcast. It's your boy Papa Don. We're back live, direct, and handsome on these internet streets. Episode 369. Very nice. Final episode of 2023. We're going into it with a bang because my son is crying. And also because literally not like the tech support problems are out the ass right now. And if you didn't hear it before, Tiggy is not able to make it because he is being a good boyfriend. And Bob is not able to make it because his immune system hates him. We love him though, but we just, his immune system is he's got a -3 con in real life. We've talked about it many times. But joining us for our final episode of the year, our 2023 wrap up, we have someone who's been on the show before and someone who somehow has not. So first we got a recurring guest, officially co-founder of the Minnesota Rocket Claw Squad, Glizzy connoisseur, sworn enemy of the Bally Sports app, and a fellow lover of room temperature Jameson shots and wood-fired pepperoni pizza, my man Jordan, aka Hot Dog. What's up, Pimpin'?
Thanks for having me back. It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure to have you back. Thank you for spending your Thursday evening with us. You could be anywhere where else in the world right now, but you're in the comfort of your own home, so we appreciate that.
Here we are.
And, of course, another friend of the program, yet first-timer on the podcast somehow, a man who is significantly taller in person than I ever would have imagined. Hopeful Bills fan, suffering Sabres fan, and a born-again North Shore roast beef fan. Founder of the Party Chat blog, streamer, and hockey mask enthusiast, Unfiltered Nerd. What's up, baby?
What's up? Yeah, I was supposed to be on, I think, in April, and as I was driving home, I was so pumped. I was driving home from work, and I rear-ended someone, and I wasn't able to get on. But
that's how excited you were, just flooring the gas pedal, burying it.
Oh, I was.
That's. I mean, listen, it do be like that. We got a lot of folks active in the chat already. Shout out to Q. Shout out LD, Marco. Thank you guys for hanging out. We appreciate you. So we are gonna dive right in here. I do need to step away for a brief minute because my kid, who can crawl on all fours and also hoist himself up in his crib, decided that 25 minutes ago he did not want to go to bed. So I gotta get on that really quick. But before we do that, let's do a little weekend recap. And that's the voicemail button. Wow, I'm fucking up.
Damn, son,
there we go.
Where'd you find this?
There we go. Weekend recap. So for those who have listened to the show, you know the deal. Oh, wait, Lemon Fist said, Papa Dom, what is the chat command to find out who's on top of the Premier League? All you have to do is type it in the chat, and I'll tell you it's Liverpool Football Club. The best sporting organization on earth. Thank you. Best team. And fuck you, Arsenal. Thank you, West Ham. So weekend recap. Nerd, Jordan, if you guys want to go back and forth, maybe talk about what you've been playing lately. Hopefully I'll be able to still hear you upstairs thanks to these Astro A50s. Sponsor the podcast, Logitech, because I know you bought Astro. And I know I get reception upstairs, which is great.
I didn't know that.
Which is great. So if you guys want to start us off, talk about what you've been up to this weekend, how your holidays were, and what you've been gaming on lately. I will be right back.
Sure, man. Holidays are nice for me. My family's like 30 minutes away, so it's always nice to show up, go home. Being single and 27, I'm not really expected to bring anything. I could, but people just assume that there's no woman in my life, so it's just like he's incapable of producing anything. So I just show up, eat a lot of good food. Mom and dad get to take care of me for the weekend, and I get to leave at the end of the day and have a nice little weekend. Couple drinks and a little steak tenderloin, and that's sort of Christmas for me. How about you, man?
Been good. We did Christmas as well. I used to live 30 minutes from my parents. I just moved to Charlotte. Actually today I've been here for like 6 hours. So
Right on.
But so a lot of moving and getting stuff ready. But yeah, hung out with the family. I'm the same way. Single in my early 30s and don't really have to do much. But we all cook. We've all been cooking since I don't know. We were 13 or 14 cooking family dinner. So we all kind of just jump in the kitchen, but she always buys everything, and we just have to come and show up and help out. So good. What's your you guys do steak for Christmas? That's your go-to?
Yeah, this year it was. My uncle smoked a couple of nice big tenderloins, so that was really
Nice.
good.
Nice.
How about
We
you?
did
What's
we
your
did
specialty?
a prime rib. We
Always
did a
good.
prime rib for we had our Christmas on Saturday because I have a niece now, like an 8-month-old niece. So they wanted to go spend some of that with their family on Christmas Day. So we had prime rib with them on Saturday, and then on Christmas Day, the few of us that were still together on Christmas, we had like some short rib thing that my mom's been making. So good, very very good food. But yeah, I've been packing, and I've had pretty much 7 days off of work at this point, so I've been gaming heavily.
Love that.
Um,
What you been playing?
So I just rolled the credits on Alan Wake 2 on Tuesday.
Okay.
So, have you played it yet?
I have not. I'm not a huge single player like narrative driven game. I've heard excellent things about Alan Wake 2. Because the first one
Yeah.
came out in
Hell
what,
yeah.
like 2012, 2013?
Yeah, and
It's been a
I'll say
long
this: so
time.
I never played the first one,
Okay.
but there's a deal on Epic Games Store where you use a coupon, and then you can buy Alan Wake 2, and they give you a voucher for Alan Wake Remastered. I played it for like 30 minutes and was like, I can't play this game. This game is
Sure.
unplayable.
Just old.
The
It's
first
so
one?
bad. Yeah, it did not age well. The remaster is very junk. It's
Yeah.
just horrible. So
I've actually heard. You're
but
not
I
the first
jumped into
person I've
Alan
heard
Wake 2.
to say that. That's somebody else was saying that it's literally just they just cannot play it. Like it is just
No.
just. And there's other games like that
Like
too
the
where I just can't go
aim
back
and-
and play them, and that doesn't surprise me.
They didn't update the graphics very much at all. The aiming and everything is like so wonky. It's not enjoyable. But
Yeah.
I cannot speak
Lazy.
more highly of Alan Wake 2. I mean,
That's awesome.
visually, I don't think that anything comes close to it other than Red Dead 2, which obviously is a little older of a game. But I've got a absolute beast of a PC right now, so I ran ray tracing on it and everything.
Nice.
Ooh,
It was
that's fun.
It was gorgeous, so great.
Did you play? Have you? And was that your first time playing Red Dead 2, or was that you played it before?
I haven't. I actually have. Did I play Red Dead 2 on the PC? I don't think I have played Red Dead 2 on my PC. I have it,
Yeah.
but I don't think I've beaten it on PC. So I may have to go through and play that again just to see the ray tracing and everything on that.
It probably looks insane.
Um,
I played it on an Xbox One. I basically
that's
played it
what
on
I
like
think that's
I
what I
probably
did.
played it on like the equivalent of like minimum settings on a PC at 30 frames per second.
yeah,
Um,
and it still looked phenomenal then.
yeah. Oh yeah. It was still like, wow, this is it right here. Like this is a next gen
Yeah.
fucking experience. But it sounds like you guys both. I will have you know, for the good people at Logitech who hopefully will sponsor this podcast, the Astros did reach all the way up into my child's bedroom, which is the closest,
Yep, the whole thing.
the farthest away, like geographically, in my house. It is upstairs and they're the opposite end of the house. So that's pretty fucking good. I don't have a tape measure, but that's a significant. Like AirPods don't do that, and they're I think
Right.
like the same price. So, But as for me, hosted Christmas Eve here, big Italian vibes. We made eggplant parm, gravy, meatballs, sausages, pasta, chicken cutlets, pizzelis, struvelis. Come on, will you?
God, I'm-
Madon. And it was great. My sister. I don't know if you guys have ever had pizzelis before. They're like very thin, like vanilla cookies. They usually are the shape of. They kind of look like paper doilies, like the lacy kind of like placemat things.
yeah.
They kind of look like that, but they're very super thin, almost like. I'm trying to think of what like a close analog is to it, but it's like just a really really thin vanilla cookie, and there's powdered sugar on it, and you can just pound like 90 of them. And that's basically what you do. Like every time you walk by, you just have like 3 more. I was literally taking a work call yesterday, and there was still a bag of them on my counter. They're mostly like crumbs now, but I'm just like eating like cookie crumbs. Like, it's disgusting, but all good things. Made some espresso martinis. My wife gave me this like insane new cocktail shaker as part of a Christmas gift. And I was like, great, you got me homework because she knows I like to make espresso martinis and other cocktails. But I was complaining about the state of our shaker, and I'm like, oh, look at this like $90 shaker on Amazon, and it's like it's like super over engineered, like it doesn't get cold on the outside. It's like super vacuum sealed on the inside, so everything is like wicked frothy. It's unreal, super good. And what else? And I'm making a brisket tomorrow. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start seasoning the brisket tomorrow because we're doing a little Friends Miss thing on Saturday. So that'll be good. I did the brisket last year. I've done only 3 so far since I got my smoker like 2 years ago, and I'm not the best at it. I can make some really, really, really killer ribs and wings on the smoker, but the brisket is like that's the white whale.
Different animal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is.
My brother-in-law is huge on the smoker, and that's the like he made a brisket and it was good, but I was like, I already know like he's gonna be like practicing this a lot.
That is like that is the that's like the benchmark where like, and I'm using like a pellet smoker, like I'm still an infant when it comes to this stuff. I'm in the crawl phase of smoking meat. One of my good friends who lives in Texas like moved on the outskirts of Austin, built his own house, and has like all these hand built smokers that he like welded together himself, and now he sells like barbecue seasonings professionally, and like that is like he's living the fucking dream. He's out there with his wife, his kid, and his dog, just smoking meats all day. And I'm like, I can't even think. He literally did the epilogue of Red Dead Redemption 2. That's exactly what he did.
Wow.
Like, I'm no spoilers, but like you build a house, and he just built the house and started a little community for himself. I'm like, dude, you're like a couple friends short of a cult. You could just build your own, But I started South Park: The Stick of Truth, which is the funniest fucking game I have played in God knows how long. I don't even know how many funnier games there are. And it's bothering me to even try to think of like a funnier one, but holy shit, this game has had me dying laughing. Like I've probably got 3 hours into it. I've been laughing for probably a smooth 2 hours and 45 minutes of it. Like it's everything that goes on is just so true to like the cartoon and to just the world that they've built. And I know it's an old game. It actually is not super well adapted to Steam. It's like $4 on Steam right now, but some of the menus just like don't work and like don't control well. But it's fine, like, because the gameplay is fine. But yeah, it is fucking hysterical. I also have been playing Palia. It's Palia. I think I mentioned it last week, but it's basically just a cozy MMO. It's like a juiced up Animal Crossing. Where you like you build your own house, you harvest things, and the graphics remind me of Fortnite visually, just because of the perspective, like the kind of scale of the characters and stuff like that. And it's just a nice little cozy MMO, no stress, nice easy downshift game. So yeah, it's been that. It's been South Park: Stick of Truth. Free. Yeah, it's free. It's fun. It's a nice, cozy, cute little MMO. It's still in beta, I think. Shows. It shows. I don't know if Nerd. I don't know if Nora's played it, but like that seemed to be like it would be like Nora up her alley.
The day that I saw the trailer for that, where they announced it, I DM'd it to her and said, "You need to play this whenever it comes out because this looks exactly like your game."
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's like a cute little cozy MMO, and there is a good amount of like thinking that you need to do with crafting and stuff like that. So it's not just like totally mindless. But that's pretty good, and it's been a lot of like relaxing stuff because the holidays have been nuts. So just anything that I can do to wind down or like get a laugh in or just kind of chill have been what I've been playing. And I think that's it. I played a little Fortnite here and there, but I get fucking frustrated, and I'm just like, dude, I don't know. I'll go from being all right and just kind of like doing my thing like through I don't know, it's like 20 people left, and then some dude just comes out of nowhere and just fucking beams me instantly, and is just sliding all over the fucking place, and I'm just get me away from this game, please, before I kill somebody.
Have either of you played Lego Fortnite yet?
Yes. Yes.
Dude, it is like shockingly good.
It is addicting.
Really?
Yes. It's like a full-on survival game. Like think like everyone just thought, oh well, it's going to be like Minecraft. It's more like Valheim, like mixed with like the easiness of Minecraft.
Because there are like bosses and like rare drops and things like that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sure.
It's beautiful too. It is really good looking.
Yeah.
And you kind of really, it's all Unreal 5 too, and you don't really get to appreciate that so much with Fortnite. But like since it's zoomed in, because the minifigures are so much smaller, and you get to really appreciate the texture of everything. Like it is great looking. It is really
I
nice.
my go-to move is just to run around to everyone in the world's camps and just do the Rasputin emote and just like make all their characters do it, and then just like they'll be like, "Yo, you want to come see this?" And I'll just wander off to another thing because I'm not interested in looking at everyone else's things. I
Right,
just want
right,
to
right.
like run around in the world. So,
Yeah.
but I'm extremely interested to see how they like update it because they're
Mm,
talking about updating it just as much as they do the main game.
hmm.
And I've played the other ones. Like there's the Fortnite racing, and that's like okay. It
Yeah, yeah,
needs
yeah.
it needs a lot of work. They've like a Fortnite rock band, and that's again like I
Eh.
feel like unless you have the instruments, like
Oh yeah, playing that on
it's
controller
not
was
worth it.
miserable.
Yeah, but the Lego Fortnite, I was like,
That's the shit.
this is a
Yeah.
big game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think because I mean the last time I played it was like a week ago, so I don't know if they've what they've changed, but like you can't name your world, you can't like name your little villages. And also I've
yeah,
just been kind of staying in my little area. Like I have two little villages and I haven't done a whole lot with them because I've never played Minecraft, so I don't like really know what the loop is supposed to be, but I just kind of I'm like, let me make
yeah,
sure I don't freeze to death, let me make sure I don't starve. And like, oh cool, I built a log cabin. That's kind of like that is where my level of competency is with that
yeah.
game. And I haven't even seen anybody's villages yet. So I don't know if I have to like join somebody else's server or what I need to do, but what is your like typical like loop with that? Like what should I do?
Well, so it's not like Minecraft because Minecraft really doesn't have like the Minecraft loop is go farm materials and then just build whatever you want because
Yeah.
there's no like recipes for Minecraft.
Okay.
Um, but like with Lego, I don't know. I honestly have not been playing it too much because I've been trying to really burn through a bunch of like single player games that have been on my backlog so that I can get to my so Tarkov just wiped like yesterday, and that's like my huge game that I'm playing. Like I've been playing it since I got my internet installed today.
Yep.
Um, and then I have not beaten Baldur's Gate 3, and I have
Mm,
taken such a long break from it
me
that I
too.
need to start it over again. And
Mm,
there's not really anything at the beginning of next year that I'm like super excited for. So it's like I'm really gonna probably grind Tarkov this time and then
yep.
finish Baldur's Gate 3, which is like 70 hours.
Yeah, man.
So
I am. Let me look at Steam real quick. I have 78 hours in Baldur's Gate 3, and I still
Man,
am just got it to Act 3. So, and
that's
granted,
crazy.
I went back and made a couple of different characters just to mess around with the different classes. Um, I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons with the boys on Monday nights, so I also went back and made every single one of my fifth edition D&D characters in Baldur's Gate 3.
mm,
Like the main character I'm playing is based on my first fifth edition character, and I could make him. I literally just had the character sheet in front of me. I just went, all right, he has that perk, like he has these stats, and you can just have that. It's fucking insane. So I know the majority of the people that are probably playing Baldur's Gate 3 aren't in that sort of situation, but the fact that you can do that if you want to is insane to me.
yeah.
So yeah, named after my favorite Chinese food proprietor. So much so that I have his sympathy card from his wake over there, and I met his kids at his wake, and I was like, dude, Peter Wu was my boy. That was like, he was like, he got me helping get me through college, and they were like, oh, did he give you like advice or whatever? And I was like, nah, man. He just like knew I liked fog cutters, and every time I walked by the window, he would have one like ready to go as soon as I sat down. And so yeah, so Peter
Nice.
Wu is my one of my original D&D characters. So he's if anytime you see me playing MMO, it's Peter Wu. That's my character in
Nice.
Palia. That's my character in WoW. And Limitless by Fate said, "I just finished building my new computer and I'm dying to jump into BG3. Can't wait." Oh, bro. Yeah.
It's
It's
really something.
A plus game. Having said that, it's a good little transition because we were just talking about nerd. You were just talking about you know games that you want to jump on in 2024. Let's talk about some gaming New Year's resolutions. So the year ends in just a couple days. What about Daring? Yeah, Daring. Well, so okay, you know that my original character was Daring. That was in WoW, and then when we started playing D&D, I wanted it to be him because he was my original like fantasy character from like vanilla WoW all the way up to now. But we were playing in a fantasy version of the North Shore of Massachusetts, so I changed his name to Peter Wu. So it's the same character. So that's Limitless is an old my oldest WoW buddy. So you know Daring. Shout out to Feathermoon. Shout out to all the RP servers out there. Cheers. Gaming New Year's resolutions. Jordan, Nerd, you guys talked about it already a little bit, but anything that you're hoping to do or do more, do less in 2024 for video games, things that maybe genres you want to branch out into, esports you want to watch, stuff you want to not let bother you when it comes to games or esports, or things that you want to be bothered more by.
Easy answer. I definitely want to watch more League in 2024.
I agree.
While it's still here, honestly,
Yes.
I don't know if like if Baker's retiring, whatever, but I feel like there are a few different sports right now that are sort of on a pivotal year. Call of Duty League is another one.
Oh yeah.
In terms of like my own gameplay, I want to play less just to kill time and be more like, I guess, like mindful about how I play or when I play. Like if I do something, like I don't want to just hop on because it's like, oh, I don't have anything better to do. I want to feel like I have a purpose for jumping on and playing a game. I think that's important for a hobby to like actively enjoy what
Yes.
you're doing.
Yes.
I think if the bar is just set at like, I don't know, I don't really want to do anything else, I think that kind of sucks. So, just being more mindful, like try to work on something, or, like if I'm playing League, like try a new character, like gain a new skill, and, stuff like that. So it's just sort of figuring out how to maximize my time.
Yeah.
It's, as an adult, it's hard to come by. So
I totally agree.
That's really what I want to aim for. Yeah, man.
I dig it. No, I totally agree. I'm right there with you. I think I find myself often being like, all right, I have like 45 minutes. I gotta, like, I'm looking at Steam, I look at Epic, I look at Xbox. Like, I'm just looking at the apps on my taskbar right now, and I'm like, I flip back and forth. It's like flipping from like Netflix to Hulu to Amazon to whatever, and I'm like, what the fuck do I want to play? And then I like play one game of Fortnite, I get bullshit, and I'm like, all right, that was a waste of my time. It took me 25 minutes to figure out what to play, 15 minutes to actually play through a game of Fortnite and die prematurely because to fall damage or some shit for some dumb fucking reason. And then I get upset. So I totally feel you. I definitely feel like being purposeful with the time that we have, especially, I know you guys are both late 20s. I'm like early 30s. So it's, I'm 33 and also have an 8-month-old. So it's like I get so few of those moments that I just look at a backlog and I'm like, oh, what do I end up playing? And then it's like, It's like with Netflix, I end up putting on the same cooking shows that I like watching, and I'm just like, all right, I'll put this on in the background because I don't really know what I want to watch, but I like where your head's at. Nerd, what do you got?
Mine are a little bit more like precise. So I have 2 games. Let me give you a little quick list that popped in my head. I would love to get Kappa in Tarkov, which for anyone that plays Tarkov knows.
No, explain it to me.
It is a grind. It is so like with Tarkov, what you have is it's kind of an MMO and it's an extraction based shooter, but you get all these quests, and the way you get Kappa is you complete every quest in the game.
Yeah.
And they always every wipe, which happens every 6-7 months, everyone gets reset. So you basically have 6 to 7 months to complete it all, and it takes you, at least, it depends on how good you are at the game. I'm not the best, so it's probably going to take me 4 or 5 months of like playing pretty dedicated, and you have to, it's very hardcore, very frustrating. So it's very easy to jump on, play 2 games, get wiped quickly, and then just be like, I don't want to play this. So perseverance through all that. That's a lot of games that I play. Unfortunately, are the painful ones. Another one on my list is I started Sekiro for like the 8th time. This past winter, and I got farther than I've ever gotten with the game. A lot due to Liza P and how great that game was. and it kind of correlates to Sekiro. So I'm gonna try to finally beat that game and roll the credits on that next year.
Nice,
And
nice.
then, like I said, Baldur's Gate 3. I really like. I try to play every single game that comes out and is named Game of the Year that I can.
Mhm.
I need to beat that game just for my own sanity. I got stuck on the Goblin Camp at the beginning, and I'm playing through with a friend, so we're both trying to play through it like a normal RPG. Like, why don't we just fight everyone? And then I heard someone just like a couple of weeks ago, they're like, dude, I just got everyone drunk and we got through it. And then I heard someone else say, yeah, we all like just like convinced everybody to just help us, and we all just like got it. Like, I think I'm not thinking enough outside the box. So, really trying to roll some credits on some big challenging games like that. And then esports wise, I've really gotten to Counter Strike recently, and there's some really big changes coming with Counter Strike next year. No one really knows if Simple's gonna, come back or stay on Navi, and some of the big European players just moved to new teams. And the first CS2 major is next year, so gonna probably watch quite a lot of CS. And yeah, same thing with you on the Call of Duty League. We only probably will have it for a little while longer,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So
OWL
kind of
basically
enjoy that while
dead.
we
Call of
can.
Duty League probably dead.
crazy.
We have a major in Charlotte in June, so it'll be my first live COD event I plan on going to. So that's kind of a
Oh, hell yeah.
resolution as well. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, majors are amazing. There's another Boston major, which is great, so I'm looking forward to going to that. That was a ton of fun last year. And when it comes to like CDL, I mean, obviously there's nothing but basically bad news like every other day with that. With League, it's like Faker might be hanging him up, and rightfully so. I mean, he's hoisted it up 4 times now. I mean, he's got nothing left to prove.
LCS is dying.
LCS is getting reduced to 8 teams.
That's a bummer.
And even then, I mean, I want to see some new blood in LCS. I mean, I really wish that they would just like not outright reduce it to 8 teams, but like just force two orgs to go out. Like, you guys are historically, you don't create content. Like, your players don't seem engaged. You're not really trying to grow the scene. We do have the new commissioner, the new LCS commissioner. So maybe that'll help push things forward. But it's just one of those things. I mean, it's kind of like, Jordan, I know you're an MLS guy, but it's like, again, I pay attention to the revs. I follow them. But it's like, at the end of the day, are people really watching that over the Premier League? Probably not, because it's not as good of a product. Even though the MLS has made leaps and bounds, and I already pay for Apple TV Plus anyway, so I'm happy to watch it. And I really hope that it does do well, because I want to see NA thrive. But yeah, it just seems like esports as a whole, there's just so many question marks going into 2024. So it's kind of a rough time to be like me. I consider myself very much a journeyman when it comes to esports fandom and paying attention to the professional or competitive side of games. It's a shitty time to be like a new esports fan, because you're like, what the fuck is going on with these teams? What is going on, with these esports as a whole? Your constants, like Counter-Strike's always going to be there. League's always going to be there. COD and Overwatch.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, but yeah, go ahead.
I don't know about Overwatch. Like, I don't know how many people play Overwatch actively still.
Like
Call
20.
of Duty, I feel like, is at least.
They killed it.
Yeah,
Overwatch 2 was
it's a
the
bummer, man.
dumbest decision that they ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a stupid decision by a stupid company.
And people were telling them that for like the second that it got announced. They probably could have maybe you 180.
Activision and Blizzard both are just like, people have been telling them what they should do on WoW. They've been telling them what they should do on Overwatch, Call of Duty. They don't care.
I feel like
They
WoW's in a
just
good
rake
spot.
in the
I will
money
say
and
that.
they move on.
I will say that I feel like WoW is in a good spot.
I don't play WoW. I just listen to Asmon scream
It's a
at
great
his
time.
monitor every day. So
It's a great time. What was I gonna...
Like Call of Duty, at least, even if the league falls apart, it'll be a bummer because a lot of people will lose jobs. But at least the competitive scene will like stick around to some degree. There will always be people who play Call of Duty and want to compete in it. That's just the nature of how that game works. But it's just it is very scary to see like where things are headed. Again, this is a very pivotal year.
Yeah.
Viewership has been good to start, but it's just like if
YouTube
the
is
money
not
dries
helping.
up, it's
Yeah.
I actually disagree. The reason that they're on YouTube is because they they paid upfront exclusivity rights, right? So it's like that is money that is split between all of the franchises. Like in the end, like it's less viewership, but it is more cash for these organizations, and that is so important for these orgs right now. It's just like everybody's strapped for money. Especially since rates have gone up, like cash is not cheap anymore. Esports boomed when you could, like they were just giving out money to whoever, seed investors, things like that, to whoever asked for it because money was free at the time, and it's just not anymore. So
Yeah.
in my like YouTube sucks because it's like Twitch is where the nerds are, but the experience is fine. That at least they're getting paid. And I think that's that's really, really important. Something that you can't overlook.
Yeah, all the nudes and all the artistic nudists and the nerds are on Twitch.
Twitch is in a bad place right now,
bro,
too.
It is a whole different fucking kettle of wax. They need to do some New Year's resolutions for themselves. But Bo, what's good? What's up, brother? He said, Dom, check the Pistons Celtics score. I put like $10 on Pistons money line, so if the Pistons are winning, then Daddy's gonna win like fucking $400. So that was like plus 900 or something like that when I got it. So
they gotta get lucky one of these nights.
The Pistons are winning by fucking 20 at the half. Oh my god! Listen.
Oh, they'll lose that game.
They better not blow that.
No,
dude.
they will for sure blow it. It'll at least be close.
They'll blow it.
They'll win. If they win, it'll be a 3 points.
They will blow it. Yeah, no, they will. But everybody on like Celtics Twitter for like legit a month has been like they are losing to the Pistons. This is a classic Celtics loss, and I don't know who ended up starting tonight. I didn't get a chance to watch the start of the game, but like Jaylen Brown was questionable, Al Horford was questionable, Porzingis was questionable, Tatum was questionable, and I'm pretty sure they were going to end up resting people anyway. So so I was like, the line opened at plus 867 for Pistons money line. Meh. I'm just like, whatever, dude. This is a classic Celtics
Tatum
fucking
and
trap game.
Everyone you named other than Brown is playing.
Oh, that's good. Well, I mean, figure it the
Horford
fuck
has
out.
0 points.
Figure it the fuck out then. But yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about it. The Celtics lose like one game a month, so I'm fine with that. Them and the Timberwolves, like, it's like, oh, has it been? It's like every 15 days. Okay, looks like we got to lose a game here. So this is just probably a scheduled loss, but that'll recoup all the dumb fucking like $2 to $7 parlays that I've been doing recently. So, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, New Year's resolutions. Yeah, no, I would love to watch more esports. I say this every year. I want to watch more esports. I really want to like find the time to do it. I like that the LCS is pivoting to weekends. And like playing on weekends again, because like when the fuck am I gonna find time during the week to just like put on a NRG versus Cloud9, hooray, and really pay attention to it. So sometimes it's good if I'm like in the office or something, I can put that on one of my monitors and watch that. But that's good. I also want to make sure, I really want to play all the available PlayStation ports on PC. I have so many PlayStation games that I'm behind on, like Uncharted 4, I still haven't played. I still haven't finished God of War 2018. I haven't played either of the Horizon games. I think Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is either coming to PC or it's on PC.
It's out.
Is it on PC?
It might be on sale.
Oh, is it
on Steam?
sale?
You might want to check that out.
I might have to pick that one up.
On Steam or Epic.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but incredible things about that game.
It looks beautiful.
My buddy was saying
I haven't played it yet.
That was the first game that he played on. Yeah, it's $40 on Steam right now. Oh shit! Yeah, it's literally.
Damn, I might have to think about that one. I like I said, I'm not a huge single player I mean, I guess it's narrative, but
Mhm.
it's more of like an arcade kind of game,
Yeah.
like high score sort of. But Ratchet and Clank, man, is such a soft spot for me. Like back to the PS2 days, like I always played through those. I had one for PSP. Like I don't know, man. Whatever it is about those games just does it for me. Just like the leveling system for all the guns, it was perfect. Just scratch that sort of back of my like stupid monkey brain dopamine receptors.
Yep.
Like it's just perfect.
Apes together strong.
Yeah.
Stop Short said, been busy with my new program. Thank you for the resub, brother, by the way, 40 months. Another deceptively tall human being. Been busy with my new program. Happy you guys are thriving. You guys going to PAX this year? Of course, baby. Of course. We've been doing we've been media for like 14 years now. We're bringing back the cosplay red carpet. Doing it real big. Last year we kind of just ambushed a lot of people and they had no idea like what the fuck we were doing. But this year people are gonna know. We've already had people messaging us being like, I'm looking out for you guys next time. And I'm like, well, I'll be in a 3-piece suit in a velvet jacket, a crushed red velvet smoking jacket, and who's the guy from Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous? But yeah, we had a ton of fun with that last year, so I'm definitely gonna try to do more of that.
Did you roll out like an actual red carpet?
No, because it was kind of a last minute. So this was like a 12 hours before PAX idea, and I had texted Tiggy and I was like, dude, we should do like man on the street interviews with cosplayers and just like pick their brain. And sounds awesome. I'll be there all 4 days. Looking forward to seeing you all again. Absolutely. I'm gonna give you a big old smooch on the forehead.
Damn, 4 days.
Just
buy like a strip of red velvet from like a Marshalls or something like that.
I'm gonna go to like a
just
Joanne Fabrics or whatever. Yeah, just roll it right there. I actually have a
just carry it with you.
Yes, I was gonna go. Oh, let me just get this for you, and just roll it out. Or I might just, depending on how I don't know how like the enforcers are gonna react in there. So I might just roll it out in the lobby, and if somebody walks by, I'll be like, all right, can you give me like a little strut, like across the red carpet?
Yeah.
Sure. Give me a 360. I had like, these guys that are dressed up like ODSTs that had sick costumes. And I was like, can I get a 360? I was like, can you just give us a little like twirl for the camera? And these dudes, like these like super like bulky like costumes, were doing like this little like pirouette for the camera. It was unreal. It was unreal.
It's so much fun, man.
So, and yeah, it was like high budget, low budget, no budget. Like we were talking to everybody, and it was just a great time. And people love it, dude. They were eating it up. They accepted me as their own. Cosplayers, such nice people. Super welcoming and like really wholesome interactions. Like one dude came up to me day 2 and was like, yo, you interviewed me yesterday. Like, I just want to say like, thank you. Like, it was my first time cosplaying, like kind of out in the wild. And like, you were really like welcoming, and it kind of just like gave me the confidence to like keep doing it. And I was like, bro, you fucking gave me the confidence to keep doing those interviews. So, cause I thought I was being like a bozo, but like I'm glad that you feel good about it. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun, and if you go out on a limb like that, like Jordan, I know you did the Stone Cold Steve Austin costume. I mean that is, you go out on a limb like that, and people just kind of
commit.
And whether you do it like professionally, like these people that have these insane budget costumes, or you just like slap a couple of garments on and get after it, I have nothing but respect for cosplayers. What a genre. What a people. So,
So much fun.
What are you guys' most anticipated games for 2024?
Damn, I don't even know what's coming out next year.
If you say Black Ops 5 or something, Jordan, I'm fucking kicking you off the call.
See, I'm saving that. I'm saving that topic for the what are we leaving behind in 2023.
I mean, we can.
All right. So yeah, like enlighten me. Like what's on the radar for 2024? It's so hard to keep track of this stuff because they start announcing games 4 years in advance now.
Yeah. Oh no, 100%.
I've got 4.
Okay.
I've got 4 that I will give you in order of from not like my least anticipated. All these are I'm anticipating, but like ones I'm the least excited for, the most excited for. Rocksteady is finally coming out with their game they've been working on for forever since Arkham Knight. It's called a Suicide Squad game.
Okay.
Kill the Justice League.
Yeah,
I think it comes out in February or March.
Oh yeah.
4-player co-op. You can play as Harley Quinn, King Shark. It's either Deadshot or
It's in Boomerang.
I don't
think,
remember
too.
which one it is, and then Captain Boomerang.
Yep.
I don't know how that's going to be because I saw a bunch of like trailers. I saw how they were going to do it, and they actually delayed the game for like a year because of negative feedback because it seemed like a very like grindy type game. So I don't have a clue how that game's going to be, but Rocksteady has always made good Batman games, so I'm just kind of like expecting that to be good. Hades 2 is coming out in early access. I don't know if you guys are Hades fans.
Big Hades fan.
It's a great game for jumping in if you're like, I only got time for like 10, 15 minutes to do a run. It's a great roguelike game. I still haven't even beat it, but I put like 40 hours into the game. Very, very good. And I don't know what the early access tag on it is going to be. It's only coming out for PC on early access, but that I'm excited for that. I have been waiting for Hellblade 2 to come out for years.
Yeah.
That is finally coming out. I don't remember the date. I want to say it's fall 2023. But that's going to be phenomenal. And then probably my most anticipated game since I saw the very first trailer in like 2019 or 2020 is the game called Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah.
It's a debut game by I don't remember if it's a Chinese or Japanese studio. It's I think a Souls-like game, or like a Devil May Cry style game. You play as Wukong the monkey.
Yep.
Which anyone from League knows Wukong. But it's Unreal Engine 5. The graphics look insane. The bosses that you're gonna fight are all like animal style, like Dark Souls bosses. Like I remember seeing a big tiger boss and stuff. That's for sure coming out next year. And then something that's unannounced that I'm dying to play, but I feel like is coming out next year sometime, is the Elden Ring DLC, which I've heard is rumored to be half the size of the main game.
I've
heard
fucking
it's
crazy.
going to be so big, it's going to blow us all away.
I hope they charge like
now,
$70 for it
overhyping it.
And just break the internet.
Dude, if it's $70 and I will pay $70 for more Elden Ring. It was good. It was so good. And it's supposed to be everyone knows Millennia, the really super hard boss that does the flower blossom, like looks like a Ninetales move. The rumor is that Shadow of the Erdtree is her brother, her twin brother. That is going to be like the main like villain / person you have to fight. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah. So there's a taste.
So love all that. Love all that. I'm right there with you on a couple of those. And yeah, Black Myth Wukong looks unreal. That is the one that's based on like Journey to the West, right? Like that's kind of the like Dragon Ball Z is kind of loosely based on that, and there's like a lot of other. It's like the Chinese myth. That is like the piece of, or sorry, Japanese. That is like the piece of folklore that like. So that's like their Arthurian type of thing where like so many other things are loosely based on it. As for me, looking forward to there's 3 that I'm really looking forward to. One I definitely know is coming out, that's Skull and Bones, and I'm not gonna lie to you. If you've listened to other episodes of the podcast, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm 100% accountable here. I did not think that this game was real or coming out. This game looked like it was in fucking hell for like 3 straight years. And I'm a big Sea of Thieves guy. I love pirate shit anyway. And the more I see about Skull and Bones, the better. And like all the credit to the Ubisoft team that's working on it, or like, and whatever the sub studio is that they have working on it. Everything I saw from the beta looked fucking amazing. People were like shitting their pants over the beta. They were like, we didn't know this game was real either, but holy shit, we're having a ton of fun. I'm in. I'm fucking in, dude. I'll pre-order the shit, and I'll take a flyer on it. Like, give me the pirate. Let me fire up the Shanty playlist on Spotify, and let me go, yo ho ho in a bottle of rum with the homies. So, that's a big one.
If anyone can put together a good pirate game too, it's got to be Ubisoft. Just with their track record, with all the Assassin's Creed games, like I feel like that's right up their alley. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to keep an eye out for that one. That one will be a fun
Yeah.
one to
And I'm pretty
have
sure
people
that
to
one's going to be
play
like a
with.
hybrid of like Assassin's Creed Black Flag and like The Division. Like it's probably going to
Sure.
be like a
Yeah, yeah,
looter
they got a good.
swashbuckler, type deal.
Yeah, man, add loot and I'm in.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, 100%. That's like the one thing with Sea of Thieves that doesn't grab me as much where it's like
No progression.
yeah, like the it's like okay, I have gold now and like okay, now I can buy some stuff for my ship and it's but it's a silly pirate game. It's not like super dead
Yep.
serious.
It's
This
social.
yeah, this one is like I want to lose myself in this game and really play, play the shit out of it.
Right.
This one, I don't know if it's necessarily actually coming out next year, but I feel like it has to because they announced it like 3 fucking years ago, and it's Avowed.
Yeah,
Avowed is
I think it's got to come out next year as well.
100%. So Avowed is Obsidian's, like it is what Obsidian did for like Fallout with the Outer Worlds, where it's kind of like a sci-fi shooter. This is their like Elder Scrolls. So
Okay.
I didn't know that's
in
what.
the Pillars, set in the Pillars of Eternity universe, I think.
Oh, I don't think I've ever played that.
Yeah.
Pillars of Eternity. I actually don't think I've ever played that. That's pretty awesome. So Avowed looks awesome. I honestly just love a good kind of action RPG that I can, really lose myself in, get the class and character identity and stuff like that. So very, very pumped for that. I'm pretty sure it's like first person, or probably first person, third person hybrid, like the rest of their stuff, like the other, like New Vegas and like Outer Worlds is. And hopefully it has that signature Obsidian charm. And speaking of, the South Park games, excellent. Everything else I've done, excellent. So, and then World of Warcraft: The War Within. Chris Metzen is back. He came out on stage at BlizzCon and announced not 1, not 2, but 3 new expansions for WoW, and was like, "Here's your next 6 years of this game,"
That's so fun.
which is wild because as somebody that's played basically since vanilla, every expansion is like a hard, breakneck pivot to a whole different theme and a whole different, big bad or whatever. So if you're playing towards the end of an expansion, you're kind of like, well, whatever this is going to get defeated, and I guess we'll just worry about whatever the next thing is if I lose interest. But this one, he's like, here's a 3-game arc that we're announcing at the front, so you know exactly kind of what you're getting into, how you're going to get there, and ultimately what these big issues are going to be. And I love that shit. Just drown me in lore, drown me in imaginary issues to solve, and drown me in yellow exclamation points over characters' heads so I can just be immersed. Those are my big ones. So,
Now, do you stay on the main game or do you play classic? A little bit of both. What's your WoW experience?
I played classic a little bit when it first came out. We had me, Chris, Bob. I think Nerd, you played. Nora played a little bit.
Nope.
I've
I've never played a second of WoW.
Really? I know
Never
Steve.
played a second of WoW.
I could have sworn you were in that too. Steve, Ken, a bunch of us played, and it was cool, but I already did that, and as somebody that exclusively listens to music, that was on my iPod Classic in high school, I just can't keep reliving that shit. I don't want to continue that grind. I have friends that exclusively play Classic, and I know Steve bounces back and forth, for example, and he's they're they're updating Classic with some events and seasons and stuff. But at the end of the day, that's kind of just bordering on retail now. It's not Classic. It's not the same. They're adding other shit to it to get people to continue playing because it's not interesting to continue playing. But, I know they like to bounce back and forth between retail and Classic. I just give me the fucking retail, man. I just give me the new stuff. I need the new story. I need new things to conquer. I need new ways to get yelled at by people who I'm playing with in a raid or a dungeon. That's me. Yeah, Classic Plus. Yeah, fuck the. Yeah, see, get out of here with that shit. Just give me. I already did that.
Yeah.
So that's just me. But
So what's your game of the year for this year? That are we limiting that to things that have only come out this year, or are we limiting it to games that we've played this year? Like,
oh
how,
yeah,
how do you
let's.
want to define that?
I'd say. I mean, we could do both. We could do like maybe your favorite game that you played this year, and then game of the year like that actually released in 20. We can do both. We got plenty of time.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, game of the year for me is Baldur's Gate 3. I think. Okay, my dog's throwing up. I don't know if you just heard that all the way. I hope that you didn't hear that, but he was just like,
No,
just, dude, are you good? Miller, are you okay? Are you okay? He literally was just like hacking up he bites off little pieces of this fucking toy, and then
yeah, that's what Tyrion does. He'll just look at me, and I'll be like, are you good? And then he'll be like, oh, we're going outside.
Yeah,
and then no.
His head
Like-
tilts, and then he sprints for the door. Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
his paws are both like right in front of his head right now, so he's ready to sprint off that couch. If my wife walks by, he's gone. What is it? Yeah. So I mean, Baldur's Gate 3, it just like to me, it elevated like what video games can be. It like redefined what player choice is in a video game, and it's one of those things that like that's the shit that you dream about. That's the shit that you dream about when it comes to being able to fully immerse yourself in an experience that no other game can give you. Like that, there's no other game that does what Baldur's Gate 3 does. It might borrow elements from other games and stuff like that, but not many. And at the end of the day, it's like you can't say that there's anything else that does it better than because it's doing something so unique. But that's just me. But and then in terms of like favorite game that I played this year, I mean, it's the same. I don't think I played a game this year for the first time that was better than Baldur's Gate 3. I didn't play a whole lot of new games this year. Kind of failed. One thing that it's close, but it's not better is I played Cyberpunk 2077 for the first time, and that was a phenomenal. I'm still not done with it, but it was a phenomenal experience all around. So,
Now's the time to get in.
1000%, super fun, really immersive. That is the shit. That is like that's the good shit. You're really up in it. But what about you guys? So, Jordan, I know you walked away for a sec. We were talking about game of the year for this year.
Yeah, of course.
You can give us favorite game that was released this year, favorite game that you played for the first time this year, and or both. Up to you.
Sure.
I will be right back. I'm almost in.
Yeah, of course. Real quick, going back to games in 2024, is there a new Monster Hunter game coming out?
Yeah, I don't know if it's. I want to say it's 2025, but yeah, there is
Okay.
one coming out. Yeah, I think they
I
said it's
missed the
gonna be
boat on
2025.
Monster Hunter World, but that definitely seems like something I could get into. I'm a big, MMO guy, so I might keep an ear open
I
for
think
that one.
I want to say I think there's another one that came out after World, like Rise or something, and it got a
Yeah,
PC
I'm not
port.
exactly sure what the deal was with that one. It was like a new
Originally, it
game,
was
sort of.
exclusive to Switch,
Yeah,
and then they released it for PC. I've
sure,
never been a Monster Hunter guy, so I don't
sure,
really
sure.
know, but I don't
It is
remember if it was good
2025.
or not.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Um,
announced it at the Game Awards. I think that was their final announcement was a new Monster Hunter.
word. Yeah, that's exciting. Always keep an eye out on big MMO titles. My game of the year though, of course, like same, it's Baldur's Gate. I think that was really the only new game I played too. I haven't gotten too far in. I'm a very social gamer. It's hard for
Yeah.
me to sit down and play those games by myself. So I most enjoy those things with friends. So I do have a couple of playthroughs floating out there with a couple groups of friends, so it's always just a blast for me. I just think they've set such a high bar for that style of game. The biggest thing for me is that this is what they've set the gold standard for open worlds. I think it's the best open world since Skyrim. I'm just so sick of this trend where games are marketed as like, oh, new map is 3 times bigger, but it's the same amount of
Yeah.
content just
Mhm.
stretched out to make you run farther.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This one, it's like you open up into this world, and even from the first quest, it doesn't really tell you where to go. You kind of have to just
No.
use the environment to follow the right path.
Yep.
The first like main quest line, it's like there are 4 different ways to go through this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you can
it's
miss
just, like,
shit.
it's astonishing, right? Exactly.
You're not on
I
rails.
accidentally, like, in one of our playthroughs, like, one of my buddies accidentally killed Astarion. Like, that was like one of the first things that happened. We're like, oh shit, like he's dead. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just astounding how open and everything is just so well thought out. There's so much effort put into it, and that's just like what I feel like the game industry has been missing for some time
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Starfield, for example, is just a steaming pile of shit. There's nothing to do.
Yeah.
Like, they just stretch your time out for hours played by making you run places.
Yeah.
Like, that sucks, man.
Yeah.
Would you?
So I can't praise Baldur's Gate enough.
I think that's my biggest disappointment of the year was Starfield, and I think a lot
I
of people
knew it
probably
from the
would say
second they
that.
announced it.
I didn't, and I played it. I said for a little while in the first like 5 hours of it, I'm like, I mean, this is a Bethesda game,
Mhm.
but the quick traveling just started to get so monotonous.
Yeah.
And it
Sure.
became so much like it got to the point where I was just like, I don't even want to like enjoy like the side quests, which are like I
Right.
think the best part of the game. I just want to get through this and just
Right.
be able to roll credits. on
Right.
it. And I did, but it's still like I didn't think the main storyline was that good. I liked the shipbuilding, but when all you're doing is seeing your ship in a cutscene,
Right.
taking off, landing, it's just like.
Did you play it on
was
PC or
bad.
did you play it on Xbox?
I built a new PC for it.
Oh man.
Damn.
But at least you got to
Yeah,
at
dude.
least you got to
I'm-
play it in 60 frames per second plus, because on Series X you can't.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of discourse on that, and like, so I'm using I've mentioned this before on the show, but like I'm like basically piloting this Intel Arc A770, which is like their best GPU, and I'm glad that like there's a third player in the game, but there's certain games that just don't work on it, and this was the first year that they really were in the game, so there's a lot of games that just weren't designed for it. And I'm sure there's like nuances. They've been really good with like transparency and being like, we're really working on it. We want these games to work. Like Sea of Thieves is one of them that I just can't. It just doesn't work on my PC. It just does legitimately.
Yeah.
It just doesn't even recognize the
Like, won't
GPU.
put up.
It's
Crazy.
surprisingly demanding.
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, and
Because the water is so
oh, it's the best water.
good.
Lots of water. Sure, that makes sense.
Just
It's
it's so
so
refreshing.
good.
Just refreshing to look at.
Mhm.
But Starfield was another one where Starfield just did not work at launch, and even now it consumes so much that it's, I can play on all low settings at like 60 frames per second easy on my PC, and then it crashes because it's just. And this is I just built it this year, brand new. And this shit is not. This is not light. This is not like some middle of the fucking mall shit. But I bought a Series X earlier this year just because I kind of missed playing games on my couch, and because it was a good Black Friday sale, and I fired up Starfield, and I forgot it was in 30 frames per second, and I was just like,
Unplayable.
it's unplayable. It's
I
like
can't play anything in 30 frames anymore, man. After going up to a
It
PSP,
hurts my
I
eyes,
just
dude.
can't, man.
it's
It
it's
is. 60's even kind of getting rough.
yeah.
Honestly.
I mean, like 60 for me is like it. The first game that did that for me was Destiny 2. I played it. I went from playing it on my Xbox One to playing it on my PC when I got my first PC a couple years ago, and I was like, dude, what is this? And then
Yeah.
it's like I felt like I was playing on a fucking PowerPoint presentation in comparison.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah, you can't go back.
no. And then even with Starfield, like, upstairs, I have a 65-inch TV in my living room, and like I go from playing at 60 frames per second on this monitor that's probably like 25, and then going and playing this massive TV in 30 frames per second, and it's like it's like one of those ViewMaster things that you go like this as a kid,
Right.
and I can't appreciate anything. It is
a bummer,
Yeah.
man.
fucking killing me. And I'm never like I'm not like an FPS snob. I'm not even a graphics snob. Like I don't even care. I just want things to like run smooth, and it doesn't even do that. It's just
Yeah.
It's really, what a bummer. I really hope that eventually, I mean, I'll upgrade my PC eventually and stuff, and I hope that I get to play it the way it was meant to be played, because I really do love Bethesda games. And
I'm just gonna tell you, I do too. I've never had a problem with a Bethesda game. I played Fallout 3, 4, New Vegas, Skyrim, plenty.
Fallout 76 is the
the
ultimate
worst.
test of your patience for
I've
Bethesda.
also played
didn't say
Fallout
76.
76. I played 76. I'd have to look it up on my Xbox, but I'm pretty sure I've got like 30 hours in 76, and I didn't play it at launch, but I think that 76. I definitely think 76 now, after they put all the content into it, is probably better than it.
Oh, dude.
But I think even playing 76 like back then on my 360, or not 360, my Xbox One, I still think is like
Yeah.
better than. I hate to say that because it's not like you can describe it, because there really the one thing that Starfield has going for it is there really isn't another game like it.
Right.
Like,
right.
there isn't another game out there that is so space oriented and like, I mean, it's a Bethesda game in space.
Yeah.
It's just,
And the way
they
it
should have
does space, the way it
thing
does
to make
sci-fi.
it better.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Is-
just like, if they had just gone a little bit further with some of the ideas that they had, it would have been fine. It
Mhm.
just, it felt like they left a lot on the table. And when you compare that to like I don't think next year compared to this year is going to be good. Like, this is one of the best years we're going to have in gaming of all
Mhm.
time. And, it's unfortunate because you get Starfield next year. Maybe people aren't as harsh on it. But when you've got Baldur's Gate 3, Alan Wake 2, the Resident Evil remake, Dead Space, Lies of P, I mean, I rolled credits on like probably 10 or 15 games this year that were like those type of games.
Yeah.
And Starfield was the bottom of all of them.
Right.
you know?
100%.
So
100%.
yeah, it's just it's rough.
Yeah.
But
It's just such a frustrating pattern to see so many big titles be released just obviously before they're ready to. It's like the bar is set at like the game works, I guess, and they're just like,
Yeah.
all right, send it out. People will fucking buy it. Who cares?
And even
you know what I
then-
mean? Right. It's like the expectation then is like, oh, maybe it'll be good in 2 years. I hope it's good in 2 years, but that's just such a it's so insulting to the consumer to
dude.
ask for
Yeah.
now $70 instead of $60, and then just be like, yeah, we'll make it playable later. We need
Yeah.
the money now. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. We'll give you
that's the
an
Call of
80
Duty
gig.
effect to me right now.
Mhm.
That's the Call of Duty effect to me right now, because I've been begging for the original Modern Warfare 2 maps to come out. They finally gave it to us. I still haven't bought the game
And you were like, damn,
because I just like
these maps are
I'm
kind
like
of
I'm
ass.
not gonna pay for what feels like a DLC, and I
Yeah.
know that like I'm critiquing it in the matter of like, just like we all said, we don't have as much time to play video games.
Yep.
If I'm gonna put hours into a game, I'm not gonna pay $70. It's even $45 right now on sale, and I still haven't bought it because I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't have the time to put into this that I want to, and they didn't give me enough. Like the campaign, I played Zombies on a free weekend, and it's cool. Like, it's not
Yeah,
horrible.
I enjoyed it.
I
but
prefer the round base that Treyarch
Right.
does, which is why like the only reason that like I'm considering Black Ops 5, but like
Mhm.
it's just not enough stuff for me to be like, that's worth the $70 price tag when, I mean, Baldur's Gate is 60.
Yeah.
Right.
Alan Wake was 50.
Incredible.
Not even on sale. Like, there's just like so many other experiences you can dedicate that time to. Why
Mhm.
deal with the half-baked or half-efforted stuff?
Yeah. No, totally.
Yep.
100%. And I'm glad that like games like Baldur's Gate 3, like Alan Wake 2 are obviously still at the forefront of people's minds, because that's the standard you're going to get held to. And I even
Right.
think I really liked Tears of the Kingdom, but I didn't get nearly I probably put 200 hours into Breath of the Wild. I might have 10 in Tears of the Kingdom right now, because it was just more of the same. More of the same incredible stuff that I only dreamed about as a kid playing Zelda for the first time, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this all over again.
I wish they could have waited 2 years for Tears of the Kingdom
Yeah.
to release on a
Switch
new
Pro or something like
higher
that.
powered system.
Totally,
Yep.
totally.
'Cause they're just getting bottlenecked so hard now with the
Yeah.
Switch, which is almost a decade old at this
Oh,
point, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 2015. 2015, I think.
right.
The
So
Switch.
it's like, and it was
Yeah.
underpowered to begin with.
Yeah.
So it's like that was
Yeah.
a case where they absolutely crushed it.
Yeah.
They knocked it out of the park with what they have to work with. But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. I felt that way
pretty
about
low
Pokemon
bar.
Scarlet and Violet also, where I was like,
Sure.
mechanically and like structure wise, this game is so good. Like there's so much good like I don't know, the flow of the game and like the freedom that you have and the way you kind of go about it is like all the ideas are here. Like the bones are here, but like it is built on such a I mean, this is a way worse than just a Switch problem. This is Game Freak just being ass and just not being held to any sort of accountability at all. And this is from somebody who loves Pokemon and will always love Pokemon, but like it's like, man, if this game was made by like a serious studio on like a serious platform, this would be the best game I've ever played. This would be all of my childhood dreams come true. You know, and I just can't help but think like I'm horrified to even know like what the next Switch is. And I hope they don't change it. I hope it's still like a hybrid mobile thing, and I hope it's not like a Steam Deck where it actually is powerful enough where like the battery has to be 2 hours or like it's going to be like the heat of like 1,000 suns
That's
in your
the
hand.
trick, isn't it?
You know, I'm fine with it being a little underpowered. That's fine. Whatever. Give me like Xbox One type quality or something like that. But I don't know. It's just like, oh shit. Like, man, this game could be so good. It just feels like I should be able to plug it into a system that actually has modern hardware and actually look better.
I need 1080 60 on the dock.
Yeah.
When it's plugged in and it's got an AC adapter, like I need 1080 60 on my TV. I can't play it on a monitor, man. It's so brutal.
Totally. It's bad. Like we were playing like Pokemon Unite. Me and Tiggy were playing that,
Sure.
like the MOBA, and it's like
That's fun.
that is the smoothest running Pokemon game of all time, and Tencent made it.
Yep.
It's a
Yeah,
60.
I mean the other thing is it's such a contained it's such a contained map. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's so little to run.
I know. It's
that,
like granted, there's a lot lower. The threshold for like how to do it well is so much lower, but like
for sure.
even on a big TV, I'm like, wow, this actually looks like the Bulbasaur is this fucking big now on the TV, and it's
Sure.
so cool looking. But you know, again, it's I'm like, damn, like can Game Freak just can we give these motherfuckers some
Yeah.
money, please? Like,
Yep.
dude,
Yeah.
the highest grossing franchise on earth. Can we please give these bastards?
But I think it's the same thing with COD and a lot of other games. They will not change it because the money is there regardless of what they do.
It's a bummer.
So why invest the extra money or why invest until like you absolutely have to? And that's what happens with COD every year, and that's what happens with Pokemon every time it comes out. Because I say the same thing. I mean, what was the open world one? It looked horrible. The gameplay
awful.
wise,
Arceus?
what was it?
Yep.
Arceus.
Legends of Arceus.
Looked phenomenal.
Yeah,
But
I mean at the end of the
looked
day,
like crap.
Yeah.
Looked like a 3DS game.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
did. But
Like,
the
that's
gameplay of it is my favorite. It's my favorite Pokemon game. It
That's
is,
been
Oh,
that's
is
been
it?
what I'm wanting for forever.
dude.
The open world, run around, pick up whatever. Like I've been wanting that forever, but I just wouldn't play it because I'm like,
Yeah,
why am I playing a PS3 game?
Yeah.
Like it looks like
Sure.
a PS3
Not even.
game.
not
And
even. No,
that's- unfortunately, that's what comes down. Like that's what it comes down to, though. Is it's like good gameplay doesn't sell games unless it's a Baldur's Gate, and Elden Ring. It's marketing that sells games. So it's like they'd rather execute a big idea poorly
Mhm.
than execute a smaller, more narrow focused, well thought out game. Because it's like when
Yeah.
you say like open world Pokemon game, even if it sucks, people are like, I'm buying that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Same thing
my
with
my
Call of
card
Duty.
is swiped. That is
Right.
Yeah,
It's the same thing with Call of Duty. A better game could be made. Like they could overhaul this. They know what they need to do to produce a better game, but instead they just go, "Oh yeah, Modern Warfare 2 original maps," and everyone's like, "Sign me the fuck up." You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just like it's what's marketed versus what actually.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
plays
that
well. It's just-
what's that, like the SpongeBob meme where it's like there's like two different little stalls and it's like the pretty patties and then like Krabby Patties, and it's like there's a massive
Yep.
crowd in front of one and not the other, and it's like Modern Warfare 2 original maps, like 9 million people in
Yeah.
front of it, and then
Mhm.
actual like pushing the genre forward FPS gameplay, and there's nobody in front of the thing, you know. And like, who wouldn't want to work on a Call of Duty game? You can ask any dev. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what the analog is here, but like, if you're an engineer or you're a designer or somebody like that, like, and you're working on these little passion projects, that's all fine and good. But like, if Tim Cook knocks on your door and is like, "Hey, we want you to work on the next iPad. Like, you're one of the best engineers in the space. We want you to work on the next iPad where you have a blank check." Or whatever, you come running, and it's not like I'm sure that the devs on COD don't have a blank check, but like, hey, we haven't, you can have your name in the credits of one of the biggest best-selling game next year, guaranteed. I mean, you're probably not going to turn up your nose at that.
100%.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it sucks, but it's like, you have this. I feel like COD is somehow dodging the like Madden type thing where like I don't really know anybody that even talks about Madden. I mean, there's a whole. I mean, it's more of a subculture at this point, and but it's almost like niche right now.
Sure.
Where
I
like
agree.
It's the bro culture.
yeah,
Like I have a bunch of friends
Yep.
that play Madden, but they literally only
They
play
only
Madden,
play
Call
Madden.
of Duty, and Fortnite.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
Madden,
yeah.
Call of Duty, and Fortnite. Anything past that,
no,
it's like
yeah.
Like
Like
they can't
FIFA is the
understand.
last bastion of like games,
FIFA
like
too,
sports
yeah.
games where like there's crossover from like people who play other stuff. But like Madden is like, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's like kind of irrelevant, an irrelevant franchise. It's going to sell 1 billion copies. COD is
Yep.
still relevant. People still talk about it, but I have a feeling it's kind of teetering on that thing where like all it's going to take is like one hit. It's going to take one dev to like come up with like one brilliant first person shooter that can like maybe knock it off 1 year. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the answer is for that, but
Mhm. It's almost never done though, is the thing. I mean,
Yeah.
I would say Valorant taking over at least the competitive spotlight. I don't know if I've seen another instance of like one game entirely replacing.
Well, we all
another
know
in
that
terms of popularity.
2024 is Halo Infinite's year.
Is it finally
Dude,
No.
it's
2024?
dude, 2024 is 343's year.
Do you still play Infinite?
Yeah. I played a little
I've seen they've done incredible things with the Forge system. I think there's a lot there, but competitively, I just don't know if people still have interest in Halo.
HCS. I've had fun watching it.
Yeah.
That's the like the Drewski meme where he's like this, like this.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's me with talking about
I
Halo.
like it.
I
Sure,
mean, people. I mean, it's on. People are talking about it. I mean, thank God for. I hate to say this, but like, thank God for like orgs like FaZe, who like have been committed. I don't know if they signed like a 10-year contract with HCS, but like, they have been
Optic.
committed.
Sure,
FaZe,
that's awesome.
Optic, Space Station. Now Complexity's in the mix.
Cloud9.
Cloud9 is still in there.
Cloud9 breakup.
All right.
I think they're still in there.
don't
They're still in there. They're still one of the original partnered teams that are still there, but especially FaZe and Optic, who have been like backpacking, some of their OG
Sentinels.
fans. Yeah, Sentinels, absolutely. And like, there's been some orgs that have dropped their HCS rosters, but like, they have some fun. They have some really fun stuff, and I mean, watching some of these pros that are like still just so nasty at Halo is like, I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot easier to get into than COD for me, because I was always a big Halo guy over
Sure.
COD.
Yeah.
And I hope that HCS. I think it's year 3, 4. I hope that this is.
I would think 3.
I think it's 3. I think this is year 3 for them. I hope that it does well. They had they had millions of dollars in prizes. And this was even like grassroots
Good.
stuff. They have a couple grand every weekend that they're throwing out there. Like, it feels like the most accessible esport right now, and I mean that. I say that with a straight face. But
Free game too. Always
yeah,
helps.
free game.
Yeah.
The updates have been good. I think that they have made the right moves in terms of actually getting, like, Firefight is back in the game. I love Firefight. Forge is in full swing. They have like whole playlists based on community maps that are like, they have like Halo 3 Reforged, which is like all Forge
That's awesome.
Forge remakes of old Halo 3 maps, and it's like, damn, I forgot how much fun
Me and the
fucking
boys-
around on Halo is with the boys. Like,
Me and the boys probably played about 20 hours of Husky Raid when it finally dropped this year. So I mean, I've played it. It's a game I'll always kind of go back to. I don't think it's ever going to get the hype that it should have gotten if they'd launched it properly. But,
totally.
it's going to be a lot. Master Chief Collection also launched pretty rough at the beginning too, and right before Halo Infinite came out, it was popping. So,
Mhm.
if they do the things right, they can have a nice community. I just don't know if it'll ever be huge.
Totally.
Um,
Totally. And I think they're
yeah,
working their way up. I mean, they're making it's baby steps, and it's wild to even describe like what used to be like the biggest video game on earth as like taking these baby steps and like doing these things. But like at least that they have they have the finance for it. Like they have the money to keep it going.
Sure.
Which is good because it seemed like for a little while that wasn't going to happen. It seemed like it could have gone left quick, but all right, we're coming up on like the 90-minute mark, so I want to make sure that we get some time to listen to a voicemail, and then we can land the train. But
Dom, man, I apologize. I gotta wrap up.
dude, no worries. Let's land the train then. There it is. There's a sound effect. Jordan, what do you got? Final thoughts? Anything else in terms of game of the year talk or things that you want to leave in 2023 that gaming should not do in 2024?
Empty open world maps
Yep.
and nostalgia bait. Let's get
Love
rid
it.
of them. Let's
Love
make some good fucking games.
Get it the fuck
Let's
out of
just
here.
make some good games. Narrow it in. Just make something that's worth playing, please.
Yep. And I know you've been streaming, so where can people find you on that and on Twitter? Because you're entertaining on Twitter.
Find me at Twitter is Schultze _. It's somewhere around there.
Yeah.
On Twitch, it's hot dog with 2 G's.
With 2
I try to
Gs.
get I'm trying to get online. A couple
Getting on
times a month,
that bronze league grind with Tiggy.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
We are all
Hey,
witnesses.
I never said I was good.
No, dude, listen, the bronze play I think is just as entertaining as LCK. So,
Absolutely.
100%. Well, thank you, bro. I appreciate you jumping on, especially last minute. Thank you, and happy New Year.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure talking with you.
Have a couple of room temperature Jameson shots for me this year.
You know what? I will, just for you.
All right, I'll talk to you, brother.
Yeah. Happy New Year, y'all.
Yes, sir. Take it easy. Nerd, what do you got? So, oh fuck, that just fucked up the whole video call.
yeah.
God damn it! All right, we're just gonna we're letting it ride. We're letting it ride. I'm just gonna go up
All
here
right.
like this. All right.
Well, I'll give real quick. I don't think I gave my game of the year. I'll say, and this is probably a little bit of a shocker. I don't think it was the best game I played, like from a subjective standpoint. But Lies of P absolutely floored me.
Yeah.
I was not expecting it to be as good as it was. I loved it. It made me want to play every Dark Souls game all the way over again. It made me want to jump back through an Elden Ring playthrough again.
Totally.
When we talked about people that like small studios that streamline something, I think that they did a phenomenal job. Game Pass really helped with it because I pay for Game Pass. If I wouldn't have played it if it
Totally.
wasn't for Game Pass. And then esports trends we need to leave behind. I think we just need to move on from this Warzone esports group. I think that we got a lot of people that are really whiny, just to be blunt about it. I'm sick of seeing people every single day complain about Call of Duty when they know what it is.
Yep.
They know what they're going to get.
Mhm.
A lot of people have already moved on. FaZe, Kaylee, and Nick Merckx, and a bunch of people have moved on to Apex and or Valorant or CS:GO or
Yep.
or CS2, I guess now. I'm sick of seeing people arguing about aim assist again. Listen, I've been
Enough.
playing the finals. I don't know if you've played the finals. I've been seeing people do absolutely insane stuff on mouse keyboard on the finals.
Mhm.
There's no reason to be complaining about aim assist.
No.
It is fairly balanced with what you can do on a mouse and
Totally.
key against what you can do on a controller. We need to stop all of this debate anymore. We need to stop all these people that keep complaining about it. You don't like it, go play a different game.
Totally.
Go play a mouse keyboard exclusive game. Go play something that is not, causing you to just have an absolute meltdown on Twitter every single day, or X, I mean.
I'm never like it's just X. No, I'm right there.
Big Cat on part of my take always says X videos now, which is always so funny to me.
Yeah, it's just an absurd. What an absurd rebrand. But no, I'm right there with you. Leave the COD complainers back in 2023. I'm gonna be one of those people that's like the all the people that are out there on the yeah, you better love it or leave it. That's me for COD now. Love it or leave it. Either figure it out whether you like it or not, because it's not going to change. And especially for the people that were complaining all about movement and one-shot snipers and everything else. And now people are already complaining about one-shot snipers ruining their games and stuff like that. Like, listen.
This time last year, they were complaining that they took one-shot snipers out of the game.
Yes.
And now they're complaining that they're back in the game.
Yes.
It's just
never ends.
The Call of Duty community will find something to complain about no matter what.
100%.
And it's frustrating because, like, if you play it objectively, like someone that plays pubs a lot, like I used to, the game is actually fine.
Yeah.
It's not as good in a competitive state. Warzone isn't great, but it's better than it was last year. And people will just complain. It's because they had the nostalgia of COVID and getting on with the boys on Verdansk.
Yep.
And they took Verdansk away, and I predicted it way back then. I said, every time you get rid of the original map, people beg and plead for it to come back because it's not as good as it was. Even if Verdansk came back today, people would still be upset. They could release the original Warzone, everything the way it was today, and people would still find something to complain about.
Totally.
On Twitter. So it's kind of...
And people be like, "Oh, the TTK is too low or too high or whatever the fuck," or there's always going to be something, and but sadly, the game doesn't have enough to speak about on its own to be like, "Oh, well, we really like this, but we want to do because it's just we want it to be a certain way," which is why as soon as like the Black Ops sequel rumors started swirling last week, I was like, "Just get the fuck out of here with this shit."
The only thing I want from Black Ops is like I said earlier, the round base. If you give me the round base zombies and a decent campaign, I probably will end up buying that game. I don't know if I'll pay $70 for it, but I'll play round base zombies all day. Especially bring me back the Black Ops 3 zombie maps that were great, like the one where you pop the gumballs and stuff. Dude,
yes, was it Black Ops 3 or was it Black Ops 2 with 3. Yeah. What was the one with like Ray Liotta and what was Mob of the Dead? Was that Black Ops 2?
That was Black Ops 1, and that's a great one too.
Yeah, I gotta go back.
I think they released it for. Yeah, that's a great map.
Yeah, I think it's in Cold War.
I liked the one where they set it in like it was like the 20s or 30s, and you had to run through the streets and everything. And there's another one on Black Ops 3 where you got all these different elemental bows, and there was like anti-grav and wall running that they added.
They gotta get back to that. They gotta get back to just like the more arcadey type stuff, because this fusing it with DMZ, like I thought DMZ was fun. Honestly, I actually had a lot of fun with DMZ.
Yeah.
I think smashing it together with zombies was like they should have either leaned super heavily into the arcadey stuff or left it more with this like Tarkov light type deal. But doing both, I don't think you're not getting the best of either.
They didn't execute it right.
Right.
As someone that plays Tarkov a lot, like when you play on the higher like risk maps, like there's a map in Tarkov where if you go in there, you won't get your stuff back. Like you know how in DMZ you can get your gun back if you place it, right? There's a map in Tarkov where you don't get your stuff back, but it has the best loot in the game, so it's worth it.
Right.
I was playing on the free weekend a couple weekends ago, when we got into that tier 3 like middle zone. We were like, "Oh, dude, we're gonna be able to get ray guns, and we're gonna be able to get all this cool stuff." You get the same amount of money in that tier 3 zone as you do in everywhere else. You get the same weapons as you do everywhere else. So what's the point in going into these high risk areas with all your good stuff? We spent like 15 minutes getting our stuff geared up to be able to do it, and brought in all our best shit, and it's like we did all that for nothing. There was like they just didn't. They like took the elements of Tarkov and then didn't take all the stuff that makes it great. So
right.
It's frustrating. But
in terms of in gaming trends that I need to get left behind in 2023, city-based franchises in esports, I'm over it. Yeah, I'm officially cutting bait on that. I don't think it's doing anything for anybody. Epic Game Store exclusives, get it the fuck out of here. Just release it on everything or release it on nothing. I don't like the Epic Game Store. It's kind of a shit show. And I'm not gonna say Steam's all that great either right now, because but it's I'm with everyone on I don't like the inconvenience of having to figure out which store I have to go to figure out what game I was playing. 100%. I shouldn't have to have every app open. Like let me just do something better with your app that makes me more incentivized to buy things there. And then also like the orgs that are like signing 2 or 3 content creators a month, and then the next month they lay off like 7. Just get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah.
Like, be better with your money. You know, we were in a make or break year for a lot of different esports and a lot of different like genres of content creation, and you know, the same orgs that used to like that like signed like Fall Guys rosters and shit like that. Like, you could just be smarter with your money. I think we know what works and what doesn't now. So like, stop fucking up people's lives and like making them move across the country and then firing them, because I think any sort of ruthlessness from fans that comes with that is well deserved. So
Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
all right, we have one voicemail, and then we are just going to close out because I know who it is and I know what it is. And oh shit, that's the baby monitor. That's not it. That's not it. It's not my baby.
That's the baby. That's the voicemail.
Yeah, the baby is nice and quiet. Thank God. There is no.
You want
There's
me to?
no
You want
voice.
me to interpret what he's saying?
No, he's saying nothing. He is snoozing. Thank God. So, all right, here we go.
Hey boys, Coleman here. Bob, this is going to be really awkward if you didn't do Guess My Game this week. So thank you in advance for doing Guess My Game this week. I appreciate it. No sweat over last week. I get it. It's holiday time, busy season. What a fantastic game that one was, boys. I hope you all have a fantastic new year. I hope everyone's got a good resolution that they want to stick to and actually put their heads down and get to it. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm on the side of the mountain right now. I kind of am. So, you guys, my gaming question to you this year is, what is your gaming resolution for next year? My resolution is going to be to not buy a single new game until I get through the majority of my backlog. You guys have a great one. I hope you guys start the new year off right. Love you guys as always. Excited for another year with wicked good gaming.
Coleman, thank you, and best of luck out there in the treacherous streets there. I know that this is like your worst time of year, so hope that's going well. And yes, comically enough, Bob's immune system decided to betray him this week, and we did not do Guess My Game like we promised you we would this week. But next year, we'll do it next year. I'm going to be that guy at the office and say we'll do it next year. And we already talked about our New Year's resolution, so I hope you loved the episode. But, this has been episode 369 of Not Another Gaming Podcast. Nerd, thank you so much for jumping on. We appreciate you, man. And Hot Dog, Jordan, thank you so much, man. I know you're not on here anymore, but you'll listen to it in the edited down version. Thank you guys so much for listening and for commenting, leaving voicemails, leaving us feedback on Spotify. That's a great new feature that people are taking advantage of, and just engaging with us everywhere. We got a ton more great stuff for you in 2024, and that's it. So episode 369, final episode of 2023. We love you so much, and we'll see you next year.